It's about 4:30 in the afternoon here at the Henley Women's Regatta, and we've got on the course Grosvenor on the Berkshire Station and Reading University Boat Club A, obviously a specialist centre for sculling, the only university in the country to just scull. So they obviously train a lot in this discipline.
That's a fairly recent change.
It is indeed, yeah. I think only the beginning of this season or perhaps the
Yeah.
last. And I think it is paying dividends for Reading in this race because the University A crew stretched out. And I think they've got certainly a lead, maybe even a length.
Yes, it's one of those wonderful commentary moments where you say that somebody has a length of half a lead, and it's not. But I think that's what they've got, actually.
Astute observations, as always, from the commentary box here at
Yes.
Henley Women's Regatta. Oh yeah.
If there's something flippant and irrelevant to be said, you can be sure I'll say it. I know they got more than that. They got clear water, and it's quite telling, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, it does make you wonder if even at the quarter-final stage there are these sort of margins between the crews. How are a crew going to be able to challenge this Reading University crew? I would assume they would, based on the pedigree of the senior quads. Obviously, that's one below elite, so you're going to have top-end quads skiding their way down the course. But this Reading University crew really do look very impressive, and obviously student rowing is such a difficult thing to balance with the studies, the academic side of things, but these girls seem to be managing it well.
Yeah, but all the research shows that students who are involved in things like rowing or sports which take up time are academically more successful than the ones who don't, because they are so used to organising their time and putting maximum effort into whatever they're doing.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. Certainly when I rowed as a schoolboy, balancing my studies and my supposed girlfriend and the rowing.
Yeah.
Sorry, the rowing was the girlfriend. Got them confused there. But I found it, it's a challenging task, but one that I think most people rise to. And so,
Did she know she was a supposed girlfriend, or
Well,
is she learning? Is she learning that for the first time today? I merely ask.
she was aware. She just, I think, she understood that rowing, or
Yeah.
maybe didn't understand, but come to terms with the fact that rowing took over most of my life. But these girls seem to be managing any ulterior commitments well, and they're sculling away and looking pretty relaxed as they come down the course. It has to be said.
Boyfriend, supposed or otherwise, quite. Look at that. There is a considerable distance there.
I don't think they need to apply the afterburners in the latter stages of this race.
No.
They are some way ahead of Grosvenor. That's got to be 3 lengths, which is a shame for us in the commentary box. Obviously, it's not much of a spectacle to commentate on, but it's a great thing for Reading University to be comfortably in the lead and being able to row towards the finish, not expending as much energy as perhaps they thought they might have to. So we're off the start in the next quarter-final of the Senior Women's Quads, race 194 between Edinburgh University Boat Club on the Berkshire Station and Oxford Brookes University on the Buckinghamshire Station. Again, clean starts. Nice to see both crews stay in their line, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a good start, clean start, and for once in a while, both crews stayed absolutely on station. That it looks at the moment as if Edinburgh are moving across to the centre, but this is what you see every time from this camera angle, and then the angle changes. You see it from the front, and you realise that they're both happily on their stations, and there's nothing wrong at all. There we are.
And we hear the tones of the launch commentator booming out over the Henley Women's Regatta course.
But somebody's being warned now. Edinburgh.
Yeah, impressive stuff there from the Edinburgh crew. They've stretched out to around, what looks like a length to me.
Yep.
Of course, Edinburgh have had a fantastic season and they are a growing boat club. They are getting bigger and better all the time. Loads of pedigree and a great coaching system up there in Scotland. And every year they turn out crews that perform better and better. Obviously, they were the winners of the lightweight women's doubles, lightweight women's pairs, the Bucks Regatta, and they're always competitive at the top level. Of the Oxford Brooks, do I need to say any more? The superlatives almost run out when it comes to the Oxford Brooks University setup, institution, dynasty on the student rowing circuit, and certainly they are the force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely. Although you look at that Edinburgh quad, and they're not big girls, but you look at their technique and the use they've made of it, and the lead they have because of it. You would think that Oxford Brooks might beat them up a bit, but they haven't yet.
Not at all, and I think this might be the same Edinburgh crew who are winners of the Women's Championship quads at the National Schools Regatta. It's not quite the same crew because Maddie Arlett and Robin Hart-Winks were in that crew, and I know they're racing elsewhere this weekend, but it might carry Emily Bowie and Mari Buchan on board, and if so, it'll be a crew with plenty of pedigree and plenty of form, but they're skying down the course, and it's going to be Edinburgh who will probably take that, so we'll cross back to the next quarter-final of the senior quads with Reading University B and Agecroft on the course.
Well, off they go from the start, hard out from the start, and it looks to me as if Reading have taken an early lead at the end of the island. I think even this camera angle would say that Reading are going a little far across. Certainly the umpire thinks so, and they're going to have to correct, and that's going to lose them some valuable lead which they had made up at the end of the island. Sorry, I'll learn to talk in a minute. And it's Agecroft who have the lead here, and Reading out of their water a bit. Not that that's going to affect the race much, because it's Agecroft who've gone away from the island well in the lead.
Yeah, beautiful drone shots there, and Agecroft 2 lengths up,
Yep.
comfortably ahead. Just scanning through the Bucks Regatta results, we had 2 Reading crews entered into women's intermediate quads, an A crew which won the event, and a B crew which came 3rd in the B final. So I'm going to assume, or take an educated guess, that this is that same crew. And if so, they're not going to have the pedigree of their A crew, who also entered into this event and won their heat earlier. And I think it's going to be Agecroft who, barring a nautical miracle, will progress, because they are absolutely miles ahead. I mean, that must be 3 lengths.
3.5. Well, I mean, they are moving their boat so nicely.
And beautifully staying their line. I mean, is that not the optimum line on the Buckinghamshire
that
station?
Is absolutely lovely. And Reading are not really moving their boat very well. You look at them at the finishers, and they're just missing out there, and they're just not making efficient use of the stick in their hand. And Agecroft have got this race sewn up, really, haven't they?
Absolutely.
Unless Reading, I don't know, get an outboard motor or something, but bar that, I think we can see the results of this race.
Well, yeah, the drone camera is particularly unforgiving.
Yeah.
I mean, it is demonstrating that Agecroft have 4, 5, maybe 6 lengths over their Reading University counterparts. The caption on your screen at the moment is detailing where you can go to find all race results from today and yesterday's racing, and indeed tomorrow's racing when the schedule comes to an end. It's www.hwr.regattaresults.co.uk. And that's a beautiful shot, isn't it?
That's a lovely shot. Well, depends where. If you happen to be a Reading ensign, it's one of the most depressing pictures on telly. But it's a cracking good shot. Shows you this lovely course.
And the beauty of Henley Town is just stunning. It really is. The whole area is just incredible, an amazing place to be able to stage, world-class regattas. It really is.
I've been coming to this place now to watch rowing for, I don't know, hundreds of years, and I never stop loving it. I think it's glorious.
Absolutely. An incredible place. And I think Agecroft making full use of that. I'm sure they'll be enjoying their row down the course as they look to progress through to the next round of the senior quads. So on the course we've got...
Here at Scullers, and where are we? Oh yes, it's a composite, Tideway Scullers and Bournemouth University, who are on the Berkshire station, and Imperial College on the Buckinghamshire station. Try and say Buckinghamshire station this late in the afternoon. It's not as easy as you think, no. We suffer for our art. Now it's your turn. And there go Scullers and Bournemouth straight off the start, and they've taken quite a considerable lead in 5 strokes. And Imperial just rather left behind before they're clear of the island. That was an aggressive. That is basically the start of a crew which takes no prisoners. Tideway Scullers and Bournemouth going away from the island with the lead over Imperial College, which they established almost immediately. I mean, it was very difficult. 2 strokes, 3 strokes, and off they went. And they've got clear water as they go away from the island.
Seriously impressive stuff from that composite. And it is always confused me a little bit, Robin, because obviously composite crews are put together with the aim to improve the speed of the base crew.
Well, yes, quite.
But how much time do you think they have together before this regatta?
Well, that's always a different thing, isn't it? I mean, one composite crew is not necessarily like another. You might see an 8, which appears here with 4 or 5 different clubs on it, but it'll be rowing with squad blades, and they've actually been together for quite a long time. Mm-hmm. I don't know how long this particular quad has been together. Obviously, as you say, you put someone different in the boat to make it go faster, and it seems to be working.
Absolutely. Yeah, still don't write off Imperial College just yet. They're still in this.
Well, Imperial College are not a nothing place. I mean, this is a place which has produced some fine 8s, fine crews, fine oarsmen.
Oarsmen and women, absolutely.
Well, yeah.
It's what's that?
Bigger bum.
No problems. And it's probably, I'd call that a length and 3/4 if I was being conservative. 2 lengths if I was being.
I don't know, length and a half.
Perhaps, yeah.
There is clear water, but it's not over.
Absolutely not over. But I think looking at the 2 crews as they come down the course, it looks like the Tideway Scullers Bournemouth University composite have just that bit more horsepower on board.
Well, I think so, yeah. I mean, after a start like that, it's difficult to see them giving anything up. They are, as I say, they are quite clearly a quad who take no prisoners.
If you are down at the bank or aren't anywhere near the Henley Women's Regatta course, please come down and support these athletes. It is a fantastic day and a fantastic quality of racing across the board. So if you are meandering around and you're not sure what to fill your Saturday afternoon with, what better than the scenic backdrop of Henley against some of the best domestic racing you're going to find in the UK and perhaps in the world. The standard of rowing really is top class here, and as these crews come past us, it's about a length and a half still to the Scullers Bournemouth University composite. So we'll head back up to the start for the start of the first quarterfinal of the Junior 16 Cox 4s. Lady Eleanor Hollies on the Berkshire station and King's School Chester on the Buckinghamshire station. Clean start from both crews, always good to see. Not a lot to tell between the two as they move away from our camera angle panned at the start. I think it might just be the crew on the Berkshire station, the crew from Lady Eleanor Hollies with the slightest of advantages, but it really is difficult to tell at this stage. But I think right on cue we're going to have a lovely drone shot to help us with our coverage, give us a better angle, and I think it might actually be the crew from King's School Chester with a slight advantage, but it really is a close one as they come out of the shelter of the island.
Well, I don't know what these crews did at national schools, because for the first time for many years I missed it owing to age and infirmity, but fortunately Tom knows it, and he's also got his laptop in front of him. And Lady Eleanor Hollis were second in the event to Marlow Rowing Club at, I was going to say at Nottingham, but they were at Dorney this year. And oh my goodness, this is quite a race actually. This is a good race. There's what, half a length in it, and at the moment, it's Lady Eleanor Hollis who've just got the edge on it.
And I have to say, the King's Chester crew, there was a King's Chester crew who placed first in the B final of the Junior 16 Girls Force. So if this is the same crew, they are performing admirably.
They are.
Against opposition which, 3 weeks ago outclassed them.
Well, one would expect Lady Eleanor Hollis to win this on the form of not just months but years. I mean, this is the way Lady Eleanor Hollis have a habit of winning things. But they're not going to run away with this race, even if they win it.
Well, they've got two crews who have progressed through to the quarterfinals. They're the only club or school in this event to have two crews at this stage. So that gives you a clue as to the depth and strength of their programme, run by Jonathan Cheeseman. So it is mightily impressive stuff from these girls, and I think just as we speak, they're stretching out to a length.
They're just edging ahead. They're not creaming their way away or anything. But they're not in a panic by any means. No, but they have got a lead of a length, just over a length. I think they're going to hang on to it. It's difficult to see them losing that lead. But that's the way that Lady Eleanor work. They tend, as I say, to win things, and they are just stretching the lead over King's Chester. They've got clear water as they come past the enclosure, which they have only just opened out, but they've got it. Lady Eleanor Hollis in this, what was it, first semi-final of the J16 Cox Fours. Just stretching it out, comfortably in the lead.
See that big call there from the bow girl in the Lady Eleanor Hollis boat. You heard her say to her crew, just calm down, we've got this one, we've got this under control. No need to
Better
panic.
hearing than me.
Well, I don't think I quite heard them. I just saw her open her mouth and I made the assumption that it was a call of that ilk.
Okay, chaps.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Because at this stage of the race, I certainly would be telling my crew, look, we've got this, don't worry about it too much.